Hey, BassGeek here, and today I'm going to show you how to fish a shaky head during the winter, and we're going to give away a Mytery Tackle Box Pro. Alright, so we're going to jump back in here. I run off and left this at home. So we'll do the unboxing here, then we'll jump back out on the water so that I can show you what bait I picked to use and show you how I'd fish it this time of year. Alright. So the very first thing, guys, we're going to pull out, this is from Carl's Amazing Baits. This, I don't remember who makes them, but this reminds me of the squirrel tail worm, which is a worm that was actually came up with by Jeff Crete, who's a pro. I don't remember who originally made them, but that's the same sort of design. They are very good on a shaky head. Here's your holiday catalog. You've got one of the bubonic square bills, you know, some good looking colors there. Really good live target crawl crankbait. You've got some swimming crawls by Big Bite Baits. Got your cool sticker. I'll show you that in a minute. Got your Dibble Digest. Got some, looks like a black red flake rage crawl. And you've got some of the stand-up jig. So kind of a stand-up shaky head. This is a 1/4 ounce. These are David Dudley's version. These are the Perfection lures. Something I'd really like to try, this particular bait, and that's it. Here is what you're looking at for a price. Anyway, so the things that I'm going to actually pick, surprise, surprise, is the shaky head for wintertime. So let's go. Oh, and by the way, I do have a code. There is a link. Go down. If you're not getting the Mytery Tackle Box, go down. Try it out for a few months. Get you 6 months of it and see what you think. I'm going to go ahead and tell you how to enter to win this. So what I want you to do is let's just hashtag perfection. All right? Let's just hashtag perfection to enter the contest. And at 1 week from now, I will give away this Mytery Tackle Box to one of you. But you have to comment hashtag perfection, okay? All right, let's get out on the water. So let's talk about rod, reel, and line setup when it comes to a shaky head. You know, when it comes to a shaky head, I've got my Lew's Speed Spool. Generally, I'm going to go with that 300, 3000 series. You know, not the 2, not the 4. I like that 3. That's generally my go-to size when I'm talking about spinning reels in almost any technique. That is going to be a 6-speed. That is the luxury about Lew's. Even their lower price spinning reels are in that 6-speed. And the great thing, just like throwing a jig, anything that's bottom bouncing, anything that you're going to set the hook and reel that fish in, you're going to be able to keep up with a 6 a little more than you can keep up with a 5. Now a standard 5 will work just fine. I fished one for years. I just prefer that 6-speed. All that being said, generally I'm going to throw it on. Water clarity plays a big role in this, 8 to 10 pound test. Now in the wintertime I can go down as low as 6 pound test as those bass get really finicky. They're going to look at the bait for a long time. You're going to have to keep it in front of their face for a little bit longer to get bit. Now rod, it's pretty easy. A 7-foot medium fast action, a good all-around kind of do everything rod will work absolutely perfect on a shaky head. Now my favorite size when it comes to a shaky head is a 1/8. I know a lot of guys like to throw that 3/16 or even the 1/16 head, but my go-to size is that 1/8. It's something that I feel like I can fish shallow without getting hung up, and it's something I feel like I can fish out deep and have a nice slow fall to entice those bass into chomping down on it. Now let's talk about where we're going to throw this bait. Guys, there's really no wrong area to throw this bait. You can see here, we've got a pretty much straight bank. We've got some brush on it. What I'm going to focus on a lot when it comes to banks like this is anything that's different. You can see a little bit of a drain right here, a little bit of a ditch, a little bit of a channel swing. A lot of times, coupled with a little bit of wood that's hanging down there, those are going to be some spots that I'm going to target. Now when I first start out fishing this, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to fish a little more horizontal to the bank. So instead of paralleling the bank, I'm going to fish it a little more horizontal so I can see just what depth range the bass are holding at. Now unlike a jig, when you're fishing a shaky head, you want to hold that rod tip a little bit higher, somewhere in that 10 or 2 position. You're going to want to move it a little slower. Now, let's say we didn't have any brush or any wood. Wood coming up out of the water, a lot of times is going to hold heat, so those bass are going to get up against it. But something you can also look for is changes. So let's say, we've got a lot of, chunk rock right here. Let's say that chunk rock turned to slab, or it even turned to pea gravel. That area where you get that transition, those are the areas you're going to want to target with the shaky head. Now this is another great little spot. If you've got a channel swing, or at the beginning of a channel swing with a bluff, and you've got a little cut like this, these main lake cuts can be great for holding wintertime bass. They're deep right out in the middle, especially if you've got a little bit of wood in them. You just want to make a cast right to the center of that cut, because a lot of times they'll herd some shad up in here. Now guys, in the wintertime, it's all about bluffs, channel swings, long points and humps, and the steep sides of those areas. The great thing about a bluff like this is that I can start out making shallow casts. So as I make that shallow cast, I can work it right down the stair steps or down that bluff side. Now, once I catch a fish or two and I figure out where they're at, and a lot of times during the winter time, they're going to be a lot deeper. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make that cast out here deeper to begin with. I'm going to let that bait fall. Another little trick to wintertime, find these bluffs, these rock walls that are getting the sun all day. Now the retrieve on this, 90% of the time, I'm going to let it fall on a slack line. I'm going to be watching my line. I'm going to reel up nice and slow and then just lift with my rod until I feel the bait. Once I feel the bait, I'm going to give it a little bit of slack, and I'm just going to shake that slack. That makes that tail. You don't want to shake the worm because you're moving it. So I'm going to shake that slack only. Then I'm going to reel down, lift up, and raise the bait and let it fall again. Now, the other retrieve is, and around bluffs, that's kind of the way I like to fish it. Anything else is I'm going to do the same shake motion, and then I'm just going to drag that bait ever so slowly, just going to drag that bait. Stop it, give it a little bit of slack, shake that slack, and drag that bait again. On the points, on the humps, I'm going to drag it more than I hop it. On the bluffs, I'm really going to let it sit out there. I'm going to shake it, Oh. I think I was hung on a tree, and I'm gonna hop it. So guys, I hope that helps you fish a shaky head a little better. I hope you go out and catch some fish this wintertime. If you're not froze over, guys up north, I hope you're getting ready to get solid ice so you can get to go ice fishing. This same thing will work early when that ice first melts off, so make sure you go out and give it a try. Like I said, you're looking for the steeper or deeper. For you guys that are fishing ponds, it's going to always be the steepest. So if it's the dam and the dam is steep, your steep bank or your deepest hole, any sort of contour, any sort of drop off. Now I don't use and don't have one because I don't get to do enough bank fishing, but if I was a bank angler, one of the things I'd really look into is one of the deeper sonar things. Those things are just so cool. I hope to do a little more bank fishing this summer, and I'm definitely going to pick me one of those up. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm going to go out and buy it myself. Just really interested in that. But like I said, just make sure you get out there, you do some fishing. And as always, questions and comments in the comment section below. You guys know I like to talk any sort of fishing with you. So any sort of questions, leave them down there in the question or in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when this comes out. And as always, you guys rock.